amazing family. This is Adija with the Parenting Mindset Shift, a place for parents to bring clarity, confidence, peace, and joy to their parenting. And today I will explore ways to cultivate meaningful relationship with our children. And I'm inspired by the groundbreaking work of Brené Brown. I know I've been talking about her in a few other videos, but I really the building a relationship with our children is really major in parenting. So in this video, we will go into key concepts and strategies that can help us foster this deep and fulfilling bond with our kids. So let's get started. Like I say, as parents, we all want to create a loving and nurturing environment for our children. One where they feel safe, understood, supported. And Brené Brown's work on vulnerability, empathy, and the term she uses, wholehearted living, offers valuable insight that can transform our parenting approach. When I read her book, I always think of my parenting approach. Even though the research that she's doing, it's not on parenting, it's really on the person, individual, and the growth and personal development. But it's always something that I relate to parenting all the time. So Brené Brown's research shows that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. By being open and vulnerable with our children, we create a space where they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts, fear, and dreams. And this openness allows for a deeper level of understanding and strengthening the bond between parent and child. And I know when I grew up, for me, that was I didn't have that space. The vulnerability, I never get to see that. I didn't even understand the concept, right? So that's the concept that I want us to think about. And another key concept that from Brené Brown's work is empathy. Empathy is the ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes, to truly understand their feeling and experience. So when we empathize with our children, we validate their emotion and show them we care. And that creates a strong foundation of trust and emotional connection. So Brené Brown encourages us to embrace a wholehearted living. This means you're embracing imperfection, you're practicing self-compassion, and you're cultivating gratitude. So this is completely the model of parenting that I want to do. When we model this behavior for our children, we teach them important life lessons about resilience, self-acceptance, and finding joy in the little things. And that's to me so important in building a collection. And self-acceptance and self-compassion is so important for us to model that to our children. So now that we explore some of the Brené Brown core idea, let's dive into practical strategies for implementing them in our daily lives. Remember, creating a deep connection with our children is an ongoing process, and it requires consistent effort and intentionality. So the strategy number one that I want to talk about is practice active listening. I know those appear to be very simple, but are not easy to do, not easy to practice, to apply. So the strategy to practice active listening is set aside a dedicated time to each of your child to fully engage. Have a one-on-one with them. Create a system within that you have just that moment with them talking to you without any judgment. You communicate that with them, and you allow them to just be without any comment. And when they have the habit, of course it may not work from the beginning if you never did that before, but you need to give it time so you put a place where they do feel safe and they do confirm that mom is not going to judge me in that space. So like create this one-on-one time with them where it's a no judgment zone kind of thing. Number two is foster a safe space for vulnerability. So this whole concept of fostering a space for vulnerability, this encourages open and honest communication by creating this atmosphere that, that feels comfortable for the child to expressing their thought and feeling. You know, showing to them when you are vulnerable, showing to them your feeling. And that also go back to, do you know how to do that? Do you know how to be vulnerable? Do you know how to express your feeling in a place where they can also feel like they will not be judged, and it's full of empathy, understanding, and just like show how it's okay to be silly. It's not necessarily always being able to see mom or dad super serious all the time in a space where they don't make mistakes. So you do want to be in an environment you're cooking and you do the mistakes, and then you catch yourself and do the teaching in that moment. It's okay, everybody makes mistakes, it's fine. I'm showing your imperfection. It's completely okay to do that, but you need to model that, saying to them that you need to be kind to yourself without yourself showing it to modeling that. They won't do it. We all know that they are copying us, and more what we do than what we are saying. It goes back to strategy number 3, is lead by example. So the leading, its children learn by observing their parent action and behavior. Show them how to embrace vulnerability, practice empathy, show that to them. We have so many opportunities outside. We're working from home, they see us handling our meeting, see us interacting with our coworker. During COVID, we had a beautiful aha moment. I remember when my daughter said, I didn't know you guys were making jokes at work. Like, I just thought work was work. And she didn't know that we can laugh and make jokes with each other. So just showing that image of you, leading with the example of how you're handling yourself outside of home, is a beautiful way to do the teaching in this aspect. And also being open about your own struggle, share your emotion, let them see that it's okay to be imperfect. I often, I'm in this adventure of having this YouTube channel, and I share with my kids, like sometimes I'm in front of the camera and I can be nervous. And it's okay to be nervous, and it's okay to do things even if you're nervous, but they see me in those situations. That's an example that I'm doing, and I do that in every aspect of a life. It could be the difficulties of waking up in the morning to do some exercise. You share that with them, but you also show them that despite the fact that it is hard, but hey, let me show you how progression looks like, and instead of perfection. And this is us doing the work and leading by example. So that's pretty much, cultivating a relationship with your child inspired by Brené Brown's work is a transformative journey. It impacted my way of parenting. It impacted the way I see definition like being authentic, empathy, the definition of being vulnerable. Those things were so vague for me that now I have a better understanding, so it's easy for me to communicate that to the children. So hey, try to make sure that you have the same definition of those things. With this week's Shred Connection tool is to see with your child if they have the same definition as what does vulnerability mean, empathy mean, and what does that mean to be authentic. Have those conversations with your child. Set up a one-on-one, depending on how many children you have, once every week, whatever the frequency, but set that up with them in your calendar, and every week have those conversations. That's going to be the activities of the week. So by implementing those strategies we discuss and drawing like the inspiration from Brené Brown's work, we can build deep, meaningful bond with our children that will last a lifetime. And those things are, like I said, it's a consistency and practice. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't build a deep connection, a deep relationship with anyone with just in one instance, one-on-one. It needs to be a consistent work. So for this video, I hope you found it valuable and inspiring. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on nurturing relationship and personal growth. And if you have any questions, suggestions, please leave a comment below. just like share with what you share with your child with the thread connection tool of this week. And until next time, take care, stay connected, keep cultivating those beautiful relationships with your children, and au revoir.